Welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. That song. So I finally did it. After nearly 10 years since I owned the game, finally been playing Persona 4 Golden on my PS Vita. It's like I played the original Persona 4, I even Let's Played it over a decade ago. But that was the last time I played that game, and I've had the golden version since I got my PS Vita, which was, I think, I can't remember what year it was. It might have been 2016, somewhere around then. So it's been nearly a decade, and I finally got around to playing it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've gotten up to, where was it? Without spoiling too much or anything, I'll just say I've cleared the lab dungeon, and I'm waiting for that character to recover, which is just a few days from where I last played off. So just a few days, in-game days, and the plot will advance further and so on. So I've, played a fair amount of it. My main reluctance to play it was, because I'm Let's Playing Persona 3 here. And it would feel like it could distract me because that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be rambling about that now. And not only that, but playing a JRPG on a handheld is like, that would strain the eyes, and it definitely does. But kind of used to it now, I guess. I know when I originally played Persona 4 back in the day, I didn't pick up on the Persona 3 references. So, now that I've played Persona 3 FES, and this is my second time playing it, so I first played it a few years back. Because it was around about when Sony announced about, we're thinking of closing down the store on the PS3, and everyone was like, no, and who knows, maybe they've even done that now. But it was back when that was originally announced, and then they backed off eventually. But at the time, it's like, oh shit, any interesting games I should get before that happens, and Persona 3 was one. And I played it a year later after that. And then as I was playing it, I was like, you know what, I'll let's play this game someday. And so here we are now. And have been for a while now, because this is a long ass game. But yeah, the intro song in this game is like, it's basically the intro movie song. I never would have noticed because, I played Persona 4 over a decade ago, before I even played this game, But that song actually plays during the King's game. And you even do the King's game in, Club Excavator, whatever it is. The club at the mall? Because they actually visit, what was the area called again in this game? Wherever, Port Island or wherever it was. They visit on a kind of field trip of sorts. You meet Chihiro, who is now the student council president. I think the plot takes place a year or two after this, so Mitsuru is already graduated by then. She's also she's not mentioned by name, but it's obvious who Chihiro is on about when she says, the former, president has helped me write the speech and stuff like that, so, bit of a nod there. I remember seeing, Kazushi and Yuko appear in the background, but I didn't see them, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Oh no, the only one you really meet is Chidori and Mr. Edo Ogawa, the weird nurse/teacher who likes to talk about magic and shit. And he talks about that. And he makes it relevant to the plot, It's like, Izanagi and Izanami, The story between those two, so we'll have that because, protagonist first persona is Izanagi, and that's kind of on point here, And on top of that, the hotel they stayed at was at the Shiragawa Boulevard. That shady area we went to with the Love Hotel, so we bought that one shadow during the dark hour, that one time during full moon. So it's like, it's all coming together now. Hell, even the way Teddy shows up on top of the roof, the camera angle is like, it resembled how we first see Strager observe us. Because they just look down at us from the roof, we don't notice them. I mean, we the player do, but you know, the main characters, they don't notice they're there. They just walk off, and then Strager all just like, I wonder what we do about that. So I wonder if that appearance of Teddy showing up and having that camera angle of him on the roof like that at the boulevard was like a nod to that. It's like, hey, look! It's like, who could that be up there? Well, it's Teddy. You can't mistake him for anyone else. But you know, I like the little nods to Persona 3 and Persona 4 that I never would have knew about because I didn't play Persona 3 until years later. Because my order of playing these games was Persona 4, that was it, for years basically. And then, you know, yeah, that is literally it really. Think about this, right? I played Persona 4 over a decade ago, and I Let's Played it over a decade ago as well. I played through that game at least 2 or 3 times. I can't even remember what year. I can't even remember how I got that game in the first place. I can't remember. It's the same with Final Fantasy X. It was the first Final Fantasy I played. I can't remember what caught my attention with those games, because I'm not sure if I even had the internet back then or not. It might have been for Persona 4, but definitely not Final Fantasy X now. Maybe it was somewhere like I heard about these games. I was like, hey, let's buy that game. And I was like, damn, it's good games. My first proper introductions to JRPGs. So what was it? So yeah, years later, basically up to the point where just a few years ago, where I bought this off the PSN. That was basically it. Like, prior to that, all I played is Persona 4. Then I played Persona 1, and then I played Persona 3 FES. Fell in love with the game. It's like, this is freaking great. Then I played Persona 5. It's like, it's good, but I don't know. I prefer the story of Persona 3 and 4 more. And like, you know, replaying Persona 4, you know, it starts slow, but you know, it starts again to its groove. Much like this game, it starts slow, but it builds. It's like, I like Persona 5. I even played Persona 5 Royal. I like those Persona 5. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about it just doesn't quite click the same way. And I'm not particularly fond of Persona 5 Royal's ending. I preferred the original Persona 5 ending. Because it felt more fitting. Persona 5 Royal ending just kind of makes it seem like, just, my life goes on, you know? Nothing special. It feels kind of more realistic, I guess, in a sense, but it just kind of makes it feel very anticlimactic compared to the original one. The original ending, Persona 5, is kind of reminiscent of Persona 4 in some ways, I guess. Anyways, though, so what did I do off screen? I did a bunch of level grind stuff. Everyone is exhausted except Koromaru and Mitsuru, as I shall now show you. So, you're tired, you're level 37. You're tired, you're level 37. Yeah, I was just thinking, it's like, what if they are 37 now? You know what, I'll have to look at that. 36... I didn't check that though. 36, max XP. 37, max XP. 35, max XP. 37, max XP. 38, max XP. 36, max XP. 41, max XP. You know, also, you know, every one of these games, from Persona 3 onwards anyway, you know, you've got, like, some tropes of sorts, you know? This game started out, okay, you got the silent protagonist, check. And, you know, you meet, the girl, Yukari. And then you also meet Mitsuru. You meet Junpei, then you meet Akihiko. What I'm getting at is protagonists, you know, same for each game, you know, Persona 3, 4, 5, all protagonists and silent protagonists. Yukari is a bit of an oddball then, for this comparison I'm gonna make. Yukari's kinda like Chie, but she feels more like if you took Chie and Rise and kind of merged them together. But Junpei, he's clearly, you know, he's the bro character. So you got Junpei, you got Yosuke, and then in Persona 5 you got Ryuji. I was about to say Yusuke. I mean, Yusuke is a bit of a bro as well. And it would kind of just like Junpei, Yosuke, Yusuke. It just kind of has a bit of a rhyme to it. And of course, Mitsuru, I think she's more like the kind of Yukiko and Makoto kind of character. You know, a bit more. Oh, I can't even say serious because Yukiko is anything but serious. She's always laughing all the time. But you get the idea. She's that kind of, you know, she has that refinement to her. You know, it's like a bit more serious. Except you can't really say that for Yukiko because she's always laughing. But anyways, and then I guess for Akihiko, you'd be like, okay, Akihiko, Kanji, Yusuke. Their characters aren't very similar, but you know, they're basically the second male character that joined the team. That's what role they fit into. And Fuuka, of course, you know, is the I will, you know, announce the enemy's weakness if I feel like it, which you often don't. And you know, throughout each game they have it so that it's always a female character. So you got Fuuka, Rise, and Futaba. And honestly, Fuuka and Futaba kind of have similarities in a ways, you know, they're into that tech stuff. Not exactly the most sociable of people. I mean, say Fuuka is better than Futaba at socializing, it's just that she has this kind of, you know, I don't know what it is, kind of more reservedness to her. Whereas Futaba, you know, has the anxiety. Which is completely contradicted by, you know, all of her gamer talk stuff all the time throughout the plot. Is like, I guess that's kind of like me. In my videos, I'm always yapping, but if you met me in person, you'd be like, dude, do you ever, like, talk? Are you silent? Hell, I was even thinking about this yesterday, right? I was talking to someone. And, you know, just talking in my normal way of talking. I have a very, very, very deep voice. I mean, I think my voice is deep, even as I'm like doing commentary, but when I'm just talking normally, it's even deeper somehow. But yeah, we're 30 minutes in and I've done nothing. I even wrote down a schedule for the rest of the week. We're probably not even going to get through a quarter of that. So yeah, what else did I accomplish? Well, we're level 42 now, we're very tired. And have we got any new personas? Yeah, these two, they finally maxed out their moves, so I got those items I showed at the end of the previous part. I also showed Junpei with the swimwear because I forgot that I bought that. Buying the swimsuits in Persona 4 Golden, much cheaper, man. Although I think you gotta buy them all individually, much like in this game, but still cheaper. And why do they always change the alignment of these personas throughout the game, you know? It's like this one. Were you Priestess in Persona 4 Empress? I forget. I mean, Prince Metallic obviously adjusts each time. You know, some will just kind of change for no apparent reason. It mildly bothers me. Because now after playing Persona 4, I'm going to be thrown off completely. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, we can't actually use strategy like that in this game. Because we can't control the other characters. Where did I last leave off? I haven't actually been paying attention. It's like, usually I'll have like the video play in the background, but for the most part I haven't really done that lately, so I can't even remember where I last left off properly. What requests have I even got going yet? I don't think there's ones that I can actually complete yet, isn't there? Let's see. So what social links are we gonna be dealing with once we eventually get this? We're gonna need Emperor, surprisingly. Well, I guess we got Emperor sorted there. Emperor Chariot. We got a Chariot, anyone? Actually, we don't. Yeah. No, we don't. Chariot, and now. I mean, I doubt I'm gonna even get to this point in this recording, honestly. This is gonna take forever. The only ones we're gonna be needing for the foreseeable future are Emperor, which we've already got, Fortune, Edition, and Chariots. We've already got Priestess as well, so we got that one covered. In fact, we got that covered so much we got it twice. We've also got Edition, so I guess that's covered too. I should check these actually. Okay, that one's not really got much going. I can't even remember what personas I was even using. It's been that long. I take that into account as well, you know, because I ended up recording 5 parts. Because I did like maybe 6 parts actually. I can't even remember. It's like I recorded however many parts I did in the initial record session. A few days after that, I recorded more because I wanted to get this out of the way for full moon. And yet I've rambled this whole time. So yeah, it's been a long time since I actually recorded. So I can't even remember what I was even using. Let me just check to make sure that I have personas. That's what I'm doing. You. Ah, yeah, I remember using movie dimes, so yes. I mean, this one as well. I'm pretty sure this one's Lovers in Persona 4. Like, why did they change them all the time? And I think this one was Chariot or something. No, not that one. Where was it? This one. Pretty sure this one was Chariot. Wherever, it doesn't matter. And this persona didn't have to be unlocked in Persona 4 like it is in this game. And not only that, it's level freaking 9 in Persona 4. The inconsistencies, man. Let's see if we can get it to at least, you know, have some... What could it even inherit? We got Media, Buffalo, and... You're all about slashing, aren't you? Yeah, I prefer me. I am not Tadashi, our hearts are united, and our journey together begins. So our team socially and confused is tough enough. My shoes are on fire. Which I suppose would make for some very deadly kicks. Yeah, no, I can't even remember if it was in Persona 4, the original Persona 4. You know, when you get shuffle time, I don't really recall there being cards that, like, increase stats and stuff like that, as well as the Persona cards. And there's also, like, cards you can get that will level up your skills. So, like, for example, regenerate 1 there, for example, right? It's like if you get this skill level card, it goes to regenerate 2. That is assuming it picks that one and not one of the other ones. It's cool, man. It's like you can literally just chill in the freaking first dungeon, like, be so overpowered and just be on autopilot, just beating the crap out of shadows, and just throwing all these stat boosting cards to just get a persona to be overpowered if you wanted to. It's like, it just feels a bit too easily to exploit that, man. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just keep getting endurance cards until I max out my endurance. I mean, I haven't done it to that extent, but it definitely seems like something you can do. Like, most of the level grind I've done in that game is mostly because I'm trying to freaking find items and stuff like that, you know? For side quests. Now, before we leave this place and finally get on with the plots, that's another interesting thing as well. I guess it ought... Or did I already have this persona? I don't know, because it feels like it automatically registers a persona. Once you get it for the first time, it's automatically registered as it is. Whereas in Persona 3 here, it's not quite like that. I am trying to remember what personas they got in the previous part. Let me have a look at the compendium for what ones was there. It was probably a Robus, wasn't it? Maybe Floros as well. Don't think I've looked at... No, not you. A Robus. One of the 70 demons of the Goat Terrain appears as a horse and answers questions of the past, present, and future. He is faithful to his culture. Have you seen this one? Personification of the Ganges River originally found the heavens. She came to earth to clean the souls of the people as a result of the prayers of Agrifa. How have you pronounced? I picked this one. Anyway, she's gone as the prayers and pavements of speech rather than leaning on my heart sometimes. I check unicorn with me one house line beyond between by your main news. Beautiful fairy of Irish all about you. It's for a human landmarks and problems lives and grandfather rental net. Am I the only one thinking what I'm thinking now? And it says, okay, she yearns for a human man's love, but she drains them in exchange for granting them artistic inspiration. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the song "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight" was written. I mean, you know, it's not that he had, you know, no, not this. This fairy didn't come to. Oh, but it's come to this guy, you know, the guy who wrote that song. I just died in your arms tonight. But I remember reading about it. He apparently came up with that lyric again, no pun intended, while he was having sex with his girlfriends. So, yeah, if that's actually true, the inspiration is like, well then. Pretty sure I read this one there. The 72 demons of Gata appears as a leopard and can see the past and the future. He can control fire and burn all his adversaries to death. How come the horse one doesn't get mad at you? It's like, hey, that's my gimmick. It's like, I can see the past and future, but you just ask questions about him. Plus, I control fire, you don't. Is there any other ones? I guess you. A deity of Chinese mythology, also known as Yuan whatever, he commits inside to atone for killing a dragon king, but was brought back to life as a lotus. Speaking of dragon, right? In Persona 4, there was this one point where they were talking about dragon's blood in class, and you know, the teacher just said, "Is like, I wonder what dragon's blood is," and I would have thought they were referring to me because I named the protagonist last name Dragon. So it's like, you talking about me or an actual dragon? Did I check virtue before? Fifth of the 9 orders of angels, also known as the Shining Ones, they work miracle zones and all their faith. Jack Mothman. Griffith sighted in West Virginia from the 60s to 80s, named for the fin-like appendages on the sides of his body, said to keenly sense blood so as to attract saucy feelings. Was it Mothman or a different cryptid that was thought to have just been a barn owl or something? The full aspects of himself, described in Junpei teaching, is very good like the eyes. I think I read this one before. Yeah. This one's also much higher level in stuff as well. It's a lot more pain in the ass to make it, or maybe it was also a pain in the ass to make this one. I forgot how I even made it. A snake with a turns out now. Not can't do it as Amino American or Serenity, also known as Sword Kizari. Grrr! I'm part of the Jester Arcana. Which is like, what the hell's the Jester Arcana? That just sounds weird. Let's take shape and yeah. He's about that. He's not that different in level though. In Persona 4. It's just that it's part of one of the added social links in Golden, I guess. So, without further delay, let's get the hell out of here. I remember when I last played this game, I just kind of got tired. I was like, I can't be arsed level grinding any further. Everyone else is tired anyway. Let's just call it a day here. Ominous. Good morning. There's a full moon tonight. We'll be fine. That's nice to hear. I was getting worried because it's so soon after some vacation. Oh yeah, it was. I don't recall it being in Persona 4, or maybe it was, when they go on a trip to the beach. But honestly, didn't. I mean, it has been over a decade, but I was like, was that once a scene they added into Golden? Because you know they were using their scooters, you know, which you actually get. You get to travel a bit, I guess, in Persona 4 Golden, except not really. Like, here's a scooter, it's a bit of a gimmick. You go around the neighborhood 3 times and voila, you can suddenly go to the city whenever you want. And I guess the same applies if you do it again. But, you know, as part of the actual story, you do go through some of the scooters. And I don't think that one was in the original. Could be wrong about that, but I don't remember the beach they went. And I don't remember the cutscene that anyways, there will be a full moon tonight. A powerful shadow near vision. We may fade to grey. That's what this means to me. That's all. Return to the dormant face.
Man, she wasn't at the station today. Maybe I should check again.
Dude, wait, you gotta be meeting her somehow. I just don't know it yet.
Nah, on second thought, I better stay put. The operation's tonight. Now that I think about it, we're fighting to protect her too. Dude, that's so rocks! Maybe we really are like heroes. Yeah!
Don't move.